Introduce him first. Mr. Rajeev Agrawal is the founder and CEO of Innoviti Payment Solutions. As the head of one of India's most exciting financial technology companies, Rajeev is pioneering the use of design-centric technology approach in solving real-world fintech problems around payments processing and SME lending. Under Rajiv's leadership, Innoviti has won numerous awards and accolades, including Red Herring Asia Award, Business World Design Excellence Award, CTI Emerging Technology Award, and Deloitte Technology Fast 50 Award, as well as the Economic Times Award for successful contribution towards financial inclusion. Rajeev has over 22 years of leadership experience. Prior to founding Innoviti, he was Vice President and Head of Broadband Communications Business at Saskin, Bangalore. He has done his BTech and PhD from IIT Bombay and is credited with the fastest PhD in the history of IIT Bombay. Please put your hands together for Mr. Rajeev Agrawal.
Can you bring up the presentation, please? No. So I have the toughest job here. I'm supposed to do a real-time demo of all the good things that Mr. Hota and the Alliance team and Rajeev Agrawal have talked about. So I hope all goes well. But you know, demos are always notorious for going bad at the last minute. So I'm giving a pre-warning. But let me just quickly walk through as to what UPI POS is all about. So the key benefits of UPI POS are really these four. Firstly, it's scalable. Secondly, it's very simple. Thirdly, instant money transfer because it rides on the IMPS technology. And fourthly, it provides a transaction proof for delivery, which is something extremely important in organized retail. So coming from a scalable perspective, so this is a zero capital investment solution. Of course, it runs off our platform, but more importantly, it runs off any merchant's payment terminal. So there are, I think my number stands corrected from what Mr. Hota just told me, it's probably close to 2.4 million terminals in the country today. So that means with this solution, 2.4 million retail terminals can actually be enabled to accept UPI, which means at a zero capital investment, you can actually start acceptance of UPI across 2.4 million outlets. That's amazing. The second thing is simple. It's fast and touchless. I think these are two very important things. Firstly, there is no typing or merchant or customer address entry required at all in this solution. The entire communication of the customer's identity or the merchant's identity is electronic. Secondly, there is a scan of a dynamic QR which embeds all the information. It picks up the merchant VPA. It also picks up the amount. So if you look at it, the entire interaction is actually touchless. There is no key press happening. The customer is not pressing any key into the machine. It's entirely a touchless activity, making it error-free. Third piece, which is what I think the merchants will love the most, which is instant money transfer. So this is probably the only payment technology that exists in the retail space where the merchant can actually get money transfer instantly. So as the transaction happens, the money gets actually into the merchant's account then and there. In any other form of payment, it's probably a T+1 or a further cycle. So here you can get funds immediately, which means it reduces your merchant working capital cycle. I think another interesting aspect here is, if you actually have visibility of money into the account, it's actually very equal to cash and draw. Unlike any other form of payment where you get only an assurance of payment, you don't actually see the cash in your account. So probably this is the only technology where you can actually see the cash into your account, and therefore it makes it equivalent to cash. The fourth piece, which I think you will see in a demonstration today also, which is very, very fascinating. In retail, the cashier, especially in multi-lane retail, the cashier needs a payment proof before he can release the goods, right? Now, if you have a multi-lane retail, there are multiple cashiers. Cashiers churn, a lot of cashiers keep leaving. And therefore, a technology which can send only an SMS to the cashier does not necessarily work, because whom do you send the SMS to? Now, in this particular solution, which we have developed along with NPCI and Axis Bank, there is a UPI confirmation slip that is being printed out. on a cashier independent infrastructure. It is being printed on the merchant's infrastructure. And therefore it is independent of whether a cashier comes and goes, who is the cashier in a particular shift. This slip gives the cashier the comfort that he can release the goods. So this is a very, very important aspect. I will not get into this slide because we will talk about actually how the demo works. So let me now actually walk over and show you how this product actually functions in real time. So I'm going to act as the customer here, I'm going to be a consumer here. This will be a real live transaction that we'll be carrying out on the flight. What you see here is a typical payment terminal that you would see in a...
Can you also chant,
Please.
Here also the side screen.
Sure.
Surune sir, if you can come really.
This is a live,
Yes.
as we could do it. So this is a typical bank terminal that you would see, payment terminal that you would see in a retail store. In fact, this particular terminal is configured for Reliance. Right? So what I'm going to do here is, you will see there is an option that's appearing here called UPI sale. Enter the amount. So this is going to be a live transaction, so I'll take the liberty of not putting a very high amount. And you can see here there is a dynamic QR code that's actually coming up on the flight. Now what I'm going to do here is actually, you will see here, this is the consumer application. In this particular case, it's my phone and I have my Bheem application. I'm just entering my password here. You can see there's a scan and pay option. And here you will see, look at the speed with which the scan happens in this. And if you see the details here, it shows Axis Bank, who is the banker. The amount has automatically been picked up that we entered there, and it has also picked up Reliance Retail. So all the information has been picked up without us actually having to do any kind of a touch. I'll put a send here. This requires just my password. The money has been sent. And look, this is the magic part. The merchant sees the slip with the same amount coming out here and his merchant ID. So the merchant can actually see the slip here with the entire amount showing out here. This is a proof that the merchant gets that, hey, listen, the money is being transferred, you can go ahead and hand over the goods. That's the speed of this transaction.